We have today the kidney comparative among the species, okay? Kidney among the species. First of all, we will talk about the kidney from the outside. Okay, kidney it have many, two surfaces, two borders, and two ends. Okay, we have here dorsal border, ventral dorsal surface, ventral surface. Okay, dorsal surface, ventral surface, and we have two ends or two borders. We have lateral border and medial border. Lateral border, medial border. Lateral border convex, medial border concave. Okay, lateral border convex, medial border concave. Okay, and then we have two pole or two ends. طبعا بالhuman هاي تكون proximal to distal, cranial وcaudal بالحيوان لأنه walk on four. So proximal distal or cranial caudal. Okay, proximal distal or cranial caudal. Cranial caudal لأن الحيوان يمشي على أربعة بالhuman proximal, distal and or distal pole. Again, we have here surfaces, dorsal surface, ventral surface, medial border and lateral border, and two pole or two ends اللي هي two extremity. أما proximal تقول أو cranial أو cranial caudal أو proximal distal. Cranial caudal بالحيوان in animal, proximal distal in the human. Okay, proximal distal in a human. حتى ببعض الحيوانات like monkeys proximal distal end. Okay, so we have the layers that covering the kidney. As you know, the kidney بالembryology it's developed outside of the peritoneal cavity, so it's retroperitoneal. It doesn't cover well by the peritoneum, يعني have partially covered with the peritoneum, so it's have many of the layers covered. First layer, which is a fatty layer, thick fatty layer, especially in the rumen. الرومن يكون be fat more than the horse. يعني الfat capsule of the kidney for the rumen and the small ruminant is more than the horse, and other species carnivorous. So يعني much thicker, much fat capsule, you can sew it in the ruminant, you can sew it in the large ruminant and the small ruminant. Okay, so the first layer it's covered with the fats, and then we have a fibrous capsule, it's called renal capsule. هذه الطبقة الأولى two layers، أول طبقة وهذه الطبقة الثانية. Okay, fibrous capsule, so renal capsule يعني ممكن إنه تكون 3 layers. Fat, layers of fibers, and then another layer of the fibers adhering directly to the kidney. All of it هاي تكون renal capsule. Then from the inside it consists from from the inside you can see the layers. الكورتكس والميدولا, cortex subcortex layer, cortex subcortex layer, okay, and medullary layer. Cortex, okay, اللي هي near to the capsule, cortex, subcortex, medulla. Okay, again cortex, subcortex, and then medulla. Then we have here these structures, it's called renal pelvis. Before renal pelvis طبعا you can see the difference in the shape among the species. the difference in the shape among the species. Here in the horse, a right kidney is a heart shape. A right kidney a heart shape, while تكون left kidney bean shape. هاي مو هي. It's not related to the horse, but it's look like it. It's a bean shaped. هاي small ruminant. The right kidney تكون is slightly forwarded than the left kidney. Slightly forwarded, متقدمة. Slightly forwarded than the left kidney. It's attachment with the liver by a ligament, hepatorenal ligament. تكون هذه المنطقة يسموها الهايلس. Renal hilus. الرينال hilus in front of the proximal pool أو الcranial pool as I said. بالضبط. Okay. الرينال hilus تكون in front of the ends, الcranial أو proximal pool according to the animal or according to the species. Okay. Then we have a renal sinus. A renal sinus اللي هو for the ureter بجيا يعني. Okay. Renal sinus. So all of it this renal hilus يكون renal sinus for the ureter لأنه مقطوع هنا اليوريتر for the ureter. A renal sinus. Renal hilus, which is the entrance of the arteries, the blood supply, nerve supply. Okay, we have here a renal artery, renal vein. Okay, منطقة الهايلس اللي هي منطقة ventral surface على medial border. يعني تكون ميديو فنترالي. موقع الهايلس شويني هايلس ميديو فنترالي. We have renal artery, renal vein. Okay. وبالساينس يخرج اليوريتر, renal sinuses, اليوريترز. Okay. A renal artery it have many of branches. It's give many of branches. Maybe it's a capsular branches and another branch it's called accessory branch. Capsular branch يغذي الكبسول. Okay. والaccessory branch and accessory branch. So it's giving many of the branches supplying the kidney with the blood supply. Okay. This is from the outside. نجي from the inside as well. As I said, in cortex medulla as well. Cortex, medulla, subcortex, medulla, and this area is called renal pelvis. In the horse and other species except large ruminant, it consists of many pyramids, many loops, multilobulated يعني. Okay. multilobulated. كل هاي اللوبس تفتح ببابلي وحده اللي هي يوني بابلي وتسميها وتكون forming a crest. It's called renal crest اللي هي تفتح بيها البابلي. Okay, so it's unipapilly multilobulated, while in the rodent and in the rabbit it's being one big lobe. Here it's multilobulated, many of the pyramids, بس التصنيف مالتها أو التقسيم هي unipapilly مو multipapilly. multipapilly هي large ruminant. renal pelvis هذه renal crest اللي تفتح بيها البابلي كل ال collecting tubes. it will drainage in this area. ما دام هي unipapilly it have two recesses. منها recess وريسس آخر منها حيكون. it have two recesses in the horse for collecting the urine, because the kidney of the horse is larger than the kidney of small ruminant and carnivorous. Okay. وهاي المنطقة تكون دائما venestrated اللي هي منطقة البابلي, opening of the papilli. So again, this is a renal pelvis, renal recess, renal crest. كل هذه المنطقة renal pelvis الحوض الكلية، renal crest renal recess، منطقة المدلة، منطقة الكورتكس والسب كورتكس. Okay, the same in the small ruminant and in the carnivores, except it doesn't have recesses. Except it doesn't have recesses in the small ruminant and the carnivores. Okay, then we have a large ruminant. A large ruminant, right different from the left. Right kindly of it's flatted from both sides يعني, rounded from proximal distal pointed from here, while left تكون pyramid in shape. Pyramid in shape يعني ها بيها dorsal و ventral surface only، هنا حتكون it's have 3 surfaces instead of 2. Instead of 2 because it's look like a pyramid shape. A pyramid shape. Lateral facing the rumen, medial facing the other kidney, and ventral surface اللي هو بمكان الشويني hilus، شوين الهيلس of the arteries and the vein of the renal artery and renal vein. Okay, then here the structure واضح هنا اليوريتر، you can see it folded، يكون folded و circular، الاوبننج مالته very narrow و circular، بس الارتري يكون like eye، فتحة مالته oval in shape. okay، هذه تكون fixed just in peritoneum. Fixed just in peritoneum. Okay, if it's a rumen filled with food نسميها هاي الكدني wandering kidney. الليفت كدني بالرومينانت large ruminant يسموها wandering kidney. Wandering kidney. If it's the rumen it's filled with food, it will goes behind the right kidney. It will goes behind the right kidney in this position. Okay, تروح خلف right kidney. Okay, in which case in the filling of the rumen with the food. هنا طبعا هذا الابدومينال اورتا ننطي blood supply renal artery، وهذا اليوريتر واضح يخرج من الساينس. الاكسبتيشن او different from the other animals، first of all it doesn't have renal pelvis. Instead of that it have many of galluses، كوس، minor galluses و major galluses. Minor galluses and major galluses. minor galluses drainage into major galluses، cranial و caudal، cranial و caudal galluses, and then directly drainage the urine into the ureter. Then so that means it doesn't have a renal pelvis such as the small ruminant, horse, the carnivores, the pig. A large ruminant doesn't have a renal pelvis, doesn't have a renal recesses, renal crest ما عندها. Okay, instead of that it's have a minor galluses and major galluses. Instead or in addition to that السطح surface of it, all of the kidneys in the other species are smooth. واضح smooth, while in the large ruminant are fissured يعني look like a brain مثل الدماغ fissuring. Okay, so different large ruminant from other species externally هي fissured. السطح مالت ال others surfaces is smooth. زين left تكون wandering kidney. It's fixed only in the peritoneum، و if بحالة الامتلاء in the filling it will goes behind the left kidney. مو رومن ياخذ مكان أوسع حتى لا يصير pressure on the kidney، لا يصير ضغط عليها، تاخذ حريتها. إذا صار ضغط هي تهرب خلف left kidney. Okay, عفوا right kidney. Left kidney, okay, it's wandering kidney. Then the outer surface fissuring. The inner surface consists capsule, عفوا cortex, المدلة, subcortex, and it have many of the galluses. Many of the galluses. هي multi papilli. ما اريد شوي ادخلكم ديتيلز. مالتي بابلي هاي يوني بابلي تكون مثل ما تفتح فتحه واحده. يوني بابلي مالتي بابلي مالكم علاقه، هذا نظري تمام. بس from the inside it consists from many galluses و major galluses. الميجر galluses we have two, cranial و caudal. اوكي الفيتشرز احنا قلنا cranial pool و caudal pool او proximal pool او distal pool حسب البوزيشن of the animal أو species. Okay, الcovering عندنا fat covered, always fatty in the large ruminant وال small ruminant more than the other animals. Okay, والfibers هي اللي تكون renal capsule مثل هذه renal capsule اللي هي تكون adhering directly to the kidney. Okay, الفرق الثاني بالهورس اللي نشوفه هو renal recesses والrenal crest. renal recess plus renal crest. Okay, renal pelvis found in all animals except rumen. Except rumen. Rumen doesn't have a renal pelvis. Doesn't have a renal pelvis. Instead of that, it have a galluses. The galluses minors of galluses drainage the urine to the bigger galluses, two bigger galluses اللي هي cranial والcaudal major galluses. Drainage directly to the ureter. How can I differentiate the ureter from the blood supply? The ureter تكون folded واضح, folded thick, بينما الارتري يكون هالشكل للآي. اوكي هنا واضح تمام. من renal sinus يطلع اليوريتر. كل المنطقة هذه البلاد سبلاي الاكزيت والانترنس of the blood supply نسميها الرينال هايلوسس. renal hyluses. renal sinus for the ureter, renal hyluses for the blood supply. Any question about the lesson of today? Oh.